Welcome back to View Rule. If we hit 2,500 subscribers, we have an awesome giveaway. 4 prizes for 4 lucky winners. What are they going to be? It's going to be that Galarian Articuno tin, 2 3-pack listers from Stellar Crown, and a Pokemon mystery prize going out to 4 lucky winners. All you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe. You know what else to do. Hit that bell. I post 7 days a week. When you leave your comment down below, take a look at the description. I'm going to have a little bit more information on exactly how you can enter this giveaway, and it's very simple. There's a link in there. All you're going to be doing is going over to this video. Leave an additional comment on this video. That's the one I'm going to be pulling all of the winners from once we hit that threshold of 2,500 subscribers. Today is our Sunday slip. Let's see where this market is going. I don't know if I can call it a Sunday slip this week. This is just everything is tanking. My goodness, if you are ready to pick up some cards, now is the time to really get aggressive in your research and what you're watching and how you monitor it, because there's going to be a lot of good buying opportunities here. It's pretty much everything is just falling off a cliff right now, and I think we have a really good idea as to why. 1, the economy is not great. 2, people are trying to save their money a little bit more than they have been, and we have a lot of great sets coming up, so people are going to reallocate their collection dollars there. So sales are not going on as often, so people are racing to the bottom when they sell their cards to get it while there's still some value. It's just a mix of things, but the majority is going to be showing you how fast it's coming down. Let's get into it. Here we have Greninja EX from Twilight Masquerade. Definitely a hot card. Everybody wants it if they could get it. The price is pretty darn high, but it's had a nice steady decline. And actually, I say nice and steady because it's a very smooth decline. It's not crazy jagged. It's not a shoot up to the top and a big recovery. It's a steady decline, showing that there's value to the card. Now we're just trying to determine as a market how much value is sitting in this card. I don't believe we're sitting at 280. I don't think that's where this card lives. However, the market says that's what it is today. We can tighten this up and see it looks like a nice long stair-stepping decline here on a daily basis, but really it's quite smooth of a graph there. If you stretch it out a little bit longer, you're going to see this wild climb up, and now we're just in this recovery for the first time of the life of the card, really. So that 3-month graph is actually a little bit more realistic on this one. Just want to spend a little bit more time on that one because it's probably the smoothest declining graph, where everything else has a little bit more of an awkward feel to it. This is the Charizard EX, and I will tell you the majority of the higher pull cards out of Scarlet and Violet 151, one of Pokemon's greatest sets in the Scarlet and Violet era, I'd say, and maybe it won't hold up to a few others coming out, but for now I think it's one of the greatest. If we start looking at it in certain perspectives here, recently there's been a little decline. Over time it's been pretty wild, jagged, but you got to take the highs and you got to take the lows and start averaging them out, and it looks like there's actually an increase here over time. So perhaps we're not quite in that declining phase. We might just be on another swing to correct it. Although I will point out that if you look at the course of the year at this 130 mark, that's about where it started. It peaked up again in that area. It reached that nearly not too long ago, and now we're kind of recovering again. So what are we going to see out of this card? Is it going to get to that 130 and then sustain? Are we going to recover down to 120 and hold there? Is that reprint coming? Are we going to see a restock? Will this affect the price? There's so many questions with 151, and we got a few of them that are going to pop up here, so I'm going to kind of breeze through those from now on because they all kind of have a similar story. Mew EX, it hit pretty high there on 95, and it's just barely starting to recover. I don't know if it's just a recovery of that peak, so if we had this valley here, a peak there, we're going to come down in this range over here, which is going to put us back at like a $90 card or something. So that would just be kind of playing the odds of how this thing works, where it's a little up and down, that we're on this downslope here, and the recovery should be sitting somewhere over here based on the last higher peak, where it would make more sense, and there it is at 90. So right now 95, but we could see that be coming down soon, and I know a few of us feel like we missed our opportunity when it hit that 75 low. Charizard EX Paldean Fates, interesting to see this one. It had a big spike up and kind of rocking and rolling in the middle here, and now it seems like it's coming down to a recovery there. If you look at it just from recent sales in the past few days, it is plummeting, absolutely destroying, to the point where in a 1-month span it's actually taken a loss overall. So sitting at 109 on this is not too bad. I think it is pretty much a $100 card. Maybe it could be under that, a little bit over it. Paldean Fates does not have a Pokemon booster box. If it did, you would have had those opportunities at $105, $110, and the chance of pulling the chase card, not always likely. So when you have that $105 range on the top chase, you can look at it in that perspective and say that might be a value to you to consider. Blastoise back to 151, similar. We have that climb up and then this little slope down here, looking like 62, 50. What do we got for real here? What can you pick it up for near mint in this state? Oh my gosh, there's so many things here. Let's take a look here. Near mint, and we have it at 42 plus 5. That's 47 on that. For our near mint there. That's a little bit more trustworthy with the 100% and many sales. A few sales here. It could be okay. If you want to take the gamble on a lower price, you could. So we're not quite at 50 on near mint right now, even though some of these things would suggest it. So it looks like it might be okay to be looking at that because it was peaking at 50 for a little while there. Charizard EX, Obsidian Flames. This thing is just collapsing in on itself like a dying star. The fact that it's sitting around 40 bucks, I mean, there were some low opportunities where it was solid 40. Now we're getting back up a little bit, but it's a pretty easy pickup in my opinion if you're looking to complete the set, if you're looking to have a really high chase card of Charizard available. Not that this is going to be like many other Charizards in the past 10 years from now, but this thing will have its day of being a beautiful card to look back on and appreciate a little bit more than I think the market appreciates it right now. I have way too many tabs and I've spent way too much time. I'm going to start flying through this. The consistency among chase cards and bigger pulls from the Scarlet and Violet era is this recovery dip, or it's a total slip down. Zapdos, same kind of thing. Look at that crazy graph, jagged graph. This one actually gives you a better idea of how to look past the noise, because you see how these wild swings down and these sharp shots up are crazy, but they're repetitive. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This is like, I would not want to play this stock market, but you got to draw a line through the middle. Draw a line through the middle, and now you've created some sort of an average. So are we on just a down slope? Have we seen this before? We're just working our way to the valley. $40 for this card is not unreasonable if you're starting to look at the history of it and where it lands. Pheasantipity, this is now the chase card of Shrouded Fable. Can you believe it? Pheasantipity is now the chase card of Shrouded Fable, which means Cassiopeia lost its place, and we're going to see that just in a second here. But the playability is what's holding this one up so high. That's the only reason. So Cassiopeia, over time, will be the chase card again, but while it's playable, while people are running this in their deck, Pheasantipity is going to keep that height up there for a little while, and we're only at $60. But my gosh, this has been a total crash on Shrouded Fable. I think what everybody said, 54 bucks, Cassiopeia. Wow. What everybody said about Shrouded Fable, gonna pass, doesn't look great, artwork's not amazing, there's a couple cards, pick them up single if I want them. Like, that was the consensus from the community, and we're proving it true. The highest card is now only based on playability, and it's not even 60 bucks. Ridiculous. Look at that crash on Venusaur. Recent, but this is not just a recovery. If you start looking at it, the recovery comes up, and it's actually recovering on its way down here into that $40 range. This did get up pretty high there, 45 or something. We did see it get, oh, okay, 46 there. So we did see a little bit more height on this one recently, but again, could be getting ready for what's to come there. Carmine, this one's just fallen off a cliff. Everybody was really pushing this to get to a $100 card, and I just didn't see it. I thought 75 made sense, and here we are showing it at 90. So that's a big swing in a month and a half, maybe, you know, 5-6 weeks or so, coming down $10. That's lightly played, so we don't want that. Hey, actually, that's what we're looking at. Lightly played. Oh my gosh, Near Mint's worse. Near Mint is worse. We had 115 almost coming out of there, and now we're down to 80. Whoa. 83. Okay, that makes more sense to me. We're actually on our way to that $75 mark for the Carmine. Raging Bolt EX. This is the pull out of Temporal Forces, $75, and it's been a steady decline on this one. So I don't know if we're going to see it level at 75. That seems like a good, solid number to be at for a chase card, but it could go lower. So keep your eyes on it, because you could be watching it tank even further. Garbodor EX, beautiful artwork. People had a lot of good things to say about this card. I think it has some playability too, but it's been on a steady decline, little ups and downs, but no plateaus to call it a recovery, and we're sitting around $46. Garbodor EX. This one is actually interesting because Scarlet and Violet base didn't do too well price-wise. Let me stretch this out here. Yeah, there was a big shot to the top. This was coming in following the alt art boom in May from Sword and Shield. So Scarlet and Violet followed on its illustration rares, got this thing up to 35, but we came back down. We're still in that recovery zone because if it was around $20 card, 25 makes sense. So we still got a couple bucks to go there, in my opinion. I'd watch that one to watch it come down more. Morty's Conviction, surprising that this one got so high, in my opinion. That's just me. I was surprised to see it shoot up so high. Let's take a look at that. And it could have been just that following the alt art boom. Yeah, oh my gosh, $90, way too high. And the recovery process has been painful for those of you who bought anything above 60 bucks, I think. This has been pretty painful recovery process, coming around 35 right now. Miraidon EX, a little bit of a bump back up to try to fix it, but for the most part, this has just been on the downslope for a while from that $25 range, coming in at 18. We have Miriam. This was the chase. I don't even know if it's the chase right now because it's getting so low in price that we're sitting around 25, 26 bucks. Yikes. I think I bought one at 27 months ago when I was filling on my binder. So I must have had it at a low somewhere back here. Yeah, because there was a 25 back there. So I must have had it at a low back that time to meet that price. But now it's going down. I think 25 is kind of where it's going to stay for a long while. It may have some ups and downs, but that's where we're going to be seeing it for quite a bit. Monkey Dory, Shrouded Fable, Pokemon. You put out a set that I just think could have had so much more potential. It really could have. I think the illustration rare Monkey Dory would have served better as the special illustration rare because the art quality difference is so obvious. These special illustration rares just didn't have it. Too dark, too much filling the frame, not enough scenery, not enough depth to the storytelling of the image. It just didn't work, and it's not hitting for anybody. $18. $18. Just to have special illustration rares, those would be kind of pickups because they're the higher end chases, and they're 18 bucks. 129 here on the Magikarp, but you see that slope. It's not just it was a big steep decline, and now it's just this hill coming down, sliding down here. Sunday slip for sure. And that 115 average there. I want to get this to 100. I think that's fine. I think 100 is fine on Magikarp. That'd be a great pickup. Eevee, we were shooting crazy to the stars, getting up to $70, something like that. Yeah, my gosh. This last data doesn't really show much. Can we get anything in this story here? 43, 45, 44, 44, 45, 45. That's where we're at. We're at 45 on this one. So that $70 mark just didn't add up when it happened. It's cute, but it's just Eevee multiple times. Enough to evolve them all, right? But it's just Eevee. Let's calm down. Cute one. Shrouded Fable again. Hitting this list on the sad times of going down. 25, almost 26 bucks. You know what? I think that's reasonable. If you bought it a little bit high, okay, I understand. I think that's just the FOMO. That's experience and just the timing of it. If you pulled it in this range, I would have been reluctant to sell it at this, feeling like, I pulled a good card. $40 might not be enough to make it worthwhile. Although, if you're really confident in the market, which I usually am, but that Greninja threw everybody off, in my opinion. That one threw everybody off. If you're really confident in the market, you could pull early, sell quickly. All right, be on that $35 range, knowing it's going to be coming down for the most part, and then go buy it at 25, and you made 10 bucks. So you had the pack opening experience, you got the pull, and then you made some money off of that card that you still get to keep. So in the end, you could play that game. It's just a little bit of a gamble. This whole thing is a gamble. This whole hobby is a gamble. Duskull, Shrouded Fable, the hardest of the three to pull, I believe, and it had this quick shot up. I think that was coming out pretty quick, that it was a difficult one to pull. I really love this artwork here, but it's sliding down quite a bit here. $21 shipped. My goodness. Ghastly, 21 here. This one was getting pretty crazy for being just a Ghastly, but you have Meowth in the foreground, you got Haunter, you have Gengar, you have the crowd of them. this is a pretty cool artwork here from Temporal Forces, and I don't know if it's underappreciated. I think the whole set has kind of leveled out where it's going to live price-wise, so $21 makes sense. I think we could see a leveling coming soon here, but this has been pretty steady on the decline. If you can pick this up at 20 bucks, if you can get it into the teens, I think you're doing really well, and maybe that's where it's going to live. So, Houndoom. Surprised to see this one. Pre-sales were 12 bucks, then it shot the heck up to 20, 35, 25, something like that. Yeah, and now it's coming down. It's trying to recover. This one's actually not as steep as some of the others, where it's just that super curve down, just falling, collapsing in on itself like a dying star. Houndoom's holding up a little bit. There's a little light to be had in this dark photo here, so dark imagery there. Dusknoir coming in as the final evolution, plummeting. It's just coming down. Everything's coming down. It's a cliffhanger, and I don't know if anybody's going to make it here. 15 bucks. Man, Shrouded Fable's just fallen. This one, this Monkey Dory, that's what should have been the special illustration rare, in my opinion. This style would have been the easy hits for the special illustration rare. Those other ones are darn near full arts. I can't get behind it. It was nice to pull one, but I can't get behind it. So, Shrouded Fable just not hitting home for a lot of people. 30% decline from when it was released, and we're at $15. 15 bucks on this one. That's pretty good. I'm going to be watching that one because the artwork's so beautiful that might be worth picking up. I'm not going for this set at all, but if I can get the triptych of these three and then get that Monkey Dory, I think I'd be happy. Those are some of my favorite ones in there. Dusclops, last on our list, and it couldn't be more appropriate. Look at the way the last few days have just tanked. Absolutely destroyed on the market, and that's the feeling. That's what we're seeing across the board. Singles are falling. I didn't even want to get into sealed this week because I couldn't stop. I'll open things up, I'll take a look, and if it's on the decline, I'll consider it for the conversation. I open up like 10 times the amount of tabs, and then I just start throwing them out, and I get the cards that I want to talk about, all right? Or I get the products I want to talk about. And I couldn't stop finding things on the decline. It was so hard to find anything on the rise, and I didn't even move into the sealed. That's what happened, honestly. So we went through so many different cards here, and everything is tanking, and this graph couldn't be a better description of what's going on in the market. It is just a total collapse right now. Not like Pokemon's done for, and not like we're going to be finding ourselves in this crazy lull and everything is going to be so easy to obtain. No, not like that. But on the single market, if you're looking for any of these cards, if you're looking for others, look at this trend that I'm showing you here today. Things are tanking. It is a good time to invest. You buy when it's low, you sell when it's high, you hold on for those long-term investments. Keep it as an asset. Those are the things to consider in your investment journey. And let's start your investment journey off right. Let's start with a free investment just for being invested in this channel. This is your payback. This is your payoff. 2,500 subscribers. I'm giving away 4 prizes: the Galarian Articuno tin from Crown Zenith, 2 3-pack blisters from Stellar Crown, and a Pokemon mystery prize going out to 4 lucky winners. You just got to follow what I said earlier in the video. I try to say it right away so there's no shenanigans. You know exactly how to do it and where to go. Wink. Pay attention on that. It's in the description. I'm not really hiding anything. It's in the beginning of the video. I'm going to tell you every time because I want your support. I love your support. I really have been appreciating everybody joining in on V-Rule and contributing to the conversation. Those comments down below light me up every day. It just helps me so much to see that because I want to have that interaction, and hopefully my responses are not too generic for you. I'm trying to have some good feedback on questions and things of that nature. I have gone on way too long. Like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell because I post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.